Hello, my name is Anthony, the host of the Hoppin podcast, and in this episode, you're going to hear us talk about Star Wars at the Disney parks, Disney World, Disneyland, some other theme park stuff. We connect, but I just want to give a quick warning: there is some swearing. In future episodes, I'll try not to have as much swearing, but just a little heads up. Enjoy the episode. Bye. Hello, everybody.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Hi. So
my name is Brandon. I'm an alcoholic.
we know that, Brandon, but we're not talking about that. Maybe if you get alcohol at this location, maybe you alcoholic.
Location.
Well, you guys know about Star Wars, right?
Yes, a lot. I have a
Unfortunately,
Star Wars on my wrist.
Okay. So you know how much? Do you guys know how much Disney bought Star Wars for? Around
I don't.
For
I
a
actually
lot. A lot. That's all I know.
a lot.
I think
like
$1 billion. It was around $1 billion.
Yeah,
Around a billion,
yeah,
2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, something like that.
1.3. 1.3. I know it. That's facts.
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well,
I know Lucasfilm got a hefty payout for that, though.
speaking of billion, Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland cost $1 billion to build,
God damn, no way.
Jesus. I actually didn't know that.
and they
Yeah, I did not
built
know
it
that.
twice. Once, obviously, in Orlando, and then once at Disneyland in Anaheim, California.
Orlando has one?
They have the
Oh, okay. So was it like $1 billion for the both of them, or $1 billion each?
each.
Yeesh.
Damn.
And
Disney
then
got it like that?
I mean, they bought Star Wars for $4 billion from Lucasfilm, so I would hope. And
That
we-
was a little bit more than I get.
a little.
They should buy me.
They can't do that. That's illegal. But
Now it is.
Now it is, yeah. But you know they failed on their movies, right? We can all
my
come to an
goodness.
agreement. Their
Look,
movie
I'll
sucks.
say this: the only good part, the only good scenes was when Luke and Kylo faced off. That was it. That's the only part.
He wasn't even really there.
Yeah,
7,
it's
8,
just-
and 9
yeah.
don't exist.
After that, I realized he wasn't there, and I didn't enjoy it after that.
Not
he died.
canon.
Very true. We don't
Not
talk about
canon.
those. Not
What the
canon.
fuck are- Nick Cannon?
Hashtag not canon.
Nick Cannon, not Nick Cannon. He is not in Star Wars that I don't know of. But
His kids might be.
For real.
maybe one of his kids.
One of his fucking 30 kids.
Yeah. But with the acquisition of Disney buying Star Wars, right? We get
Question: What is acquisition? mean?
buying Star Wars from Lucasfilm.
Okay, thank you.
They got these rights to build this world into, you can actually experience it. Like,
Yeah.
I can go to this Star Wars land and act like a Jedi or help Kylo Ren do stupid stuff.
False.
Yeah.
You cannot act like a Jedi because they don't let you use the lightsabers in the park while you're walking around.
Unless it's Star Wars night.
Yeah, May 4th. Yes, I actually recently talked to my wife about that, and apparently they have all the characters out, every single one of them. for
Every
May
single
4th.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Did you go?
Nope, because I found that afterwards.
Okay. Well, you probably will go next year now that you can
Yeah,
see
definitely.
your boyfriend Anakin Skywalker.
Most definitely burnt, but I'll see him.
I'm trying to see Cal Kestis there,
Trying
dog.
to see you.
Okay. Anyways, so Brendan, you've been to Star Wars Land, right?
Yes.
Bert, you've been to Star Wars Land.
Yes, sir.
Can you call me Peter Parker?
No.
Okay. I tried. Okay, that's fine.
What are your guys' opinions of it? In a way of immersing you into Star Wars.
Who's going first?
You.
Okay, well,
Since you're the bigger Star Wars fan.
it was great. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun the first time. The ride where you have to queue up, it's a long way, but I'll tell you this much: it's worth it. It's just a little complicated to get in that wait line, especially if you're kind of dumb like me,
Don't you
'Cause
have to queue up for both of the rides?
No, just one.
Well, not anymore. You can just stand in line now for the
Oh, you
Rise of the
can?
Resistance, yeah. Or
I
pay,
didn't know that.
or you can just pay $25 to skip the line.
They could pay me $25 to go to their fucking park, but
They won't.
yeah, no, yeah, it's great. I really enjoyed. Honestly, I did enjoy the part where all the shops are open and this and that. But I do wish there was more to it because the shops seem like very rushed and very small, and every single shop seems like they have almost the same kind of things they're selling.
Yeah.
But the setup is great. That they went all out with detail. the Millennium Falcon looks phenomenal right there in the front, and when you're walking to the ride, and you get to see the Millennium Falcon, you get to hear it, and et cetera, et cetera. Right now, though, the only complaint that I do really have is the characters. They're not really out as much as I feel like they should be, and that could either be for COVID reasons,
No,
or or
COVID's done. They don't
they
care about
just
COVID.
exactly. So I don't know what's the reason why they can't have more characters out and about walking around. Like I would love to see more stormtroopers walking around, more Kylo Ren. I like to see more Darth Vader walking around. You know,
But he's dead.
not in Disneyland.
Do you
But
think?
yeah, no,
Do you, or I'll let Bart go ahead and say your opinion.
Buckbird, say your question.
Nah, I feel the same as Brandon. I feel like
Yeah, Parker.
at first, Peter Parker, I feel like at first it's pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it looks bigger than it actually is. I feel like you get there and it looks like it's gonna be huge, and then you walk a little bit, and then it's kind of done at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The cool part is too, though, in front of the wait line for the Rise of the Resistance, is how they have the A-wing and the X-wing displayed out there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. The food though, I ate the food there.
Yeah.
The food and it's not that great. Obviously, it's what you expect from Star Wars food, but it is like I said, it's immersive in the sense that the doors open so cool. The people, obviously, this then goes out with their acting, their characters. Uh, the cantina is great. The inside is such a great feeling. Like the greatest part is the cantina,
Yeah, I was
not
gonna
for
say
the
the same thing.
alcohol, not for the
Just
alcohol.
alcohol. Do you think
Yeah,
they
not,
actually
the
have alcohol in Star
not
Wars?
for the alcohol.
Do they have
Not for the
alcohol in Star
alcohol at
Wars?
all.
But
Yes, they do.
it's pretty good.
It's the only place you could have alcohol in the Disneyland park
Yeah.
as of now, and it's great in there because the vibe feels like you're in a cantina. You know, it
In
feels
Star Wars.
like it's chaotic, it's crazy, and it just feels great. The environment, the foods, literally the food they give you there looks exactly like something that you would eat if you were in the Star Wars universe.
Do you think it should have been set maybe in a different time, not during the sequel trilogy? Because I know they want to obviously promote their newer, non-canon
Yeah.
movies, but
Nah,
Yeah.
do you wish it was in the original trilogy or the sequel trilogy, or not the sequel trilogy, the prequels?
I mean, I feel like they could put both into them, implement both, like trilogies into them. Because I feel like that big area, that big open space where they have Kylo Ren's ship, I feel like that could have been used for better purposes. But it is kind of boring that you only see Kylo Ren, because obviously there's older fans like me who knew God and are like Darth Vader fans instead of
Yeah.
Kylo Ren fans. But then there's also more towards the kids who are now Kylo Ren fans instead of Darth Vader fans because they grew up on that, you know?
Yeah. I feel like they should, because it's obviously this is canon into the Star Wars. This land is
In the canon.
it's like real in Star Wars now, I guess. But
What do you mean?
like it's a real place in the Star Wars universe now. So technically, when you go to Galaxy's Edge, you're in a Star Wars. I guess in
Wait, so
So,
the park
so you
is
like
canon?
you're in the Star Wars universe?
you're
then?
technically in the Star Wars universe because it takes place between episodes 7 and 8.
So you're telling me I'm part of the
Interesting.
Star Wars universe and I'm not getting paid by Disney?
Yes, you're a
Yes.
unpaid actor.
Can we collect royalties on that? Nathan?
I'm fucking paying Disney to star me in a canon fucking movie.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Wow, that's bullshit. Okay.
But I do feel like they shouldn't have done that and just went, every trilogy have some of this, have some of that, and then
Oh,
obviously
like sections.
Yeah, because
Like-
I think that's how they should have done it. Is like show a progression, through like the actual timeline. So you have like the Clone Wars on this side, the Galactic
Ooh.
Civil War in like the middle area, and then that's where you could put like the cantina,
yeah,
and then like the new trilogy,
I
on
get you, I
the
get
other
you.
side.
Like
Yeah,
as you
some-
walk through the park, it transitions into the story as it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that would actually sound pretty cool. That would actually be better than what they have now.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think Disney definitely took the bare minimum route
definitely.
when it came to setting it up.
I think they were too safe, but also not
And
safe enough in a way.
I know it's off topic, but I feel like also the Marvel Land is the same
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like Marvel is a lot less than Star Wars. I feel like they put more detail into Star Wars than Marvel.
But I also feel like going to the Marvel thing is there's not enough.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
exactly.
they-
definitely not enough.
There's not enough. They have a building.
They could do so much.
They have a building, a place to eat, a little Doctor Strange corner, and then a Spider-Man ride that isn't that great.
Yeah, the Spider-Man ride is not worth it. So if you haven't gone, just don't waste your time.
I
on
waited-
that.
So at that point, would it be like a area constraint that they have to deal with? Do you think?
I do.
Because
yeah.
before it used to be the ant.
The Bug's
uh,
Life.
The
Bugs
Bug's
Life.
Life,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bugs Life.
Oh,
now-
so it's in.
That
Oh,
little
okay, so it's in
quad-
the adventure park then.
And
Yeah,
the
it's on the other
Hollywood
side.
Tower of Horror too.
Gotcha.
Which is now the.
I mean, that-
Guardian
that
of
was-
Oh
the
yeah,
ride
that's
is
the
the
yeah, duh.
The
Yeah,
drop tower
I do
ride.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good ride. I like that.
That ride's fucking dope.
that
Yeah,
that ride's dope.
definitely.
But going back to Star Wars, I do think they were too safe, but not safe enough because I feel it's real bare bones of the sequel trilogy. Like, yes, you have this Star Wars looking area, and
Yeah.
Rey, Chewbacca, now Mando, walking around, which makes no sense because Mando is in the sequel trilogy now.
He's in between the sequel and the
He's-
trilogy.
Yeah,
no?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in between the original and the
Sequel.
sequels.
Like
Okay.
he's what leads up to the
Sequel.
new trilogies or whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck.
and then you have Kylo walking around with stormtroopers. That's it. There's no
I
other
have
character.
I have not seen Kylo walk around.
I have
But
not.
do-
do
that I've
do
been
they still have Darth Vader in like the little show that they do?
No.
No,
It's only
th-
strictly Kylo Ren.
They technically have another Star Wars ride in Tomorrowland, which is
Yeah, I
kinda-
was about to say because that's the one I'm used to.
the
I've
Star
only been in
Tours.
Todayland. I don't watch
Is
Tomorrow.
yeah, it's back when they had Star Wars stuff in Tomorrowland.
Yeah, no, that's in
They're
Disneyland.
still there.
Yeah, so you had the Tomorrowland Star Wars ride, and then outside they would have like, because I remember back when I was a kid, they had the little like Star Wars show thing right
Yeah,
there
yeah,
where the
yeah.
kids could come and like,
Oh,
someone
yeah,
would
yeah,
get
yeah,
picked.
yeah. Yeah, I
They
think
also
that's
have like
something
a
that-
Star Wars
Vader.
gift shop right there too, which is kind of weird.
I will also mention now that we're on that topic of rides. I think that's what the Star Wars section does lack of.
Yeah,
Is
there's
actual rides, not just virtual reality
4D like
Yeah.
4D experience.
Cut- Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's cool. It's cool, driving the Millennium Falcon and et cetera, or getting in a ship and being driven by C-3PO or et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera. But it's not something to be like how California Adventure has the Dash ride, right? The Incredibles,
mhm.
or the Hollywood Tower, whatever the fuck it's
well,
called
it's
now.
called Guardians.
Yeah, it's Guardians of the Galaxy now.
Yeah, like that. Like it doesn't have rides like that. Like it just had sit-down rides and then press buttons and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's kind of weird to me that they have that ride where you're driven by a C-3PO when they have Star Tours still.
no, that's
I-
still
yeah,
Star.
yeah.
That's Star Tours.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Star
okay,
Tours.
gotcha. Okay.
But I have to say,
Yeah, the big ride is pretty dope.
Rise of the
Sounds really
Resistance is probably one of the
Yeah.
best rides
Definitely.
at any theme park I've been to.
It's a trip though. It's a trip because you get into this place, you walk into this section, and then it turns into a different section
Yeah.
once you walk out of it. Yeah, for the first experience, it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
George,
That's worth the wait
Eventually, when we go, that's the first thing we're going on.
on this dick.
Okay,
Can I say that?
No.
Whatever. I already said it.
please, trying to keep it a little PG.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But
PG-13?
that's not PG-13 either. But anyways, but yeah,
Okay.
George. Eventually, when we go to Disneyland, that's the first ride we're gonna take you on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And the reason we did this podcast is because Anthony's surprising you with some tickets.
Ah, let's go.
Yeah, just meet me up
Sponsor.
there. Just meet me
Right.
there, and I'll be there.
Man, I'll be up there in 2 hours.
You don't fly off your bike, please.
No more
Yeah.
of that. No more
Apart
of
from that, though, I feel like Star Wars Land is just mainly walking and taking in all the details. Because
Yeah.
they went great with the details. Like, don't get me wrong, you walk in there and you do feel like you're in Star Wars Land. The music, the like I said, like the details, like just the robots, the
Yeah.
droids, the ships, all that is very great. It's very great. It's just it lacks more
Stuff.
adult stuff,
Well, I
not
mean,
just kid stuff.
do you think that the lightsaber building or the droid building is, it's a one-time thing, and then obviously you're not gonna do that every time you go to Disneyland? With the
I
price,
haven't done the droid building
I haven't
thing,
done that
but
either.
the Star Wars one the lightsaber one, I have heard of it, and for $200, I think it's the price. I don't know if it's worth it. But it's cool. It's a cool experience though. I've seen videos
Yeah.
of it, and I do want to do it, but that price tag is just shying me away from it because it's like I've seen better websites that build better lightsabers with more detail, more better for like $100 more. You know?
Yeah. I think obviously you're paying for experience and the lightsaber, but I think
Yeah,
most of it is for the experience of,
You're paying because of where you're at.
well,
basically.
that's in
Yeah.
general, yes, but
Yeah, cause I've never done like the new lightsaber building thing. Do you have to like pay before you get on the
yeah,
ride, or is that just like to
Yeah, yeah. You have
yeah,
to.
you pay and
I
then
think you have to like pay it like as soon as you buy the tickets or something like that.
no, you can walk up or do it on the Disneyland app. You pay
yeah?
Oh,
Cause
okay.
like
and then you select a time slot.
like a good parallel for that would be the wand building at
Yeah, it's like that.
Universal, or
It's exactly
wand
like that.
picking or whatever.
I feel like it would be
And
worth
like
it.
you could
Oh
go
my bad.
through the experience without actually
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
buying a wand.
Oh, for real?
So it's kind of weird that you have to, I mean, pay to experience that.
Yeah.
I feel like George has a point. I feel like if you're gonna pay to do that, it's for you to keep the lightsaber. But if not, you could just go through the experience. You know?
Like watch people build their own lightsaber. But
Yeah,
pay
you
Um,
know,
for
or
yeah.
something.
Uh-huh.
yeah. Since you
I mean, the only way that price tag would be worth it is if they allowed you to, use that lightsaber and wield it around in the park. But they
well,
don't. Or like at least in Star Wars
yeah,
land. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be kind of hard to like actually
manage that
monitor that because
because
they aren't, because
Yeah.
they would have to like set up a checkpoint or something
So
to
no damn
to
well I
check
would kill a
everyone's
bunch of younglings.
if it's not,
yeah,
yeah.
to like check everyone's lightsaber to see if it's actually theirs or not.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah, that
obviously
makes
there's
sense.
kids running around, and then
Oh,
parents will get mad.
whack the fuck out of one of them.
But George, you made a good point about Harry Potter Land. Like, I feel Harry Potter Land is better than the Star Wars Land at Universal. Like,
Alright,
Yeah,
I'm leaving this
because when
podcast.
I went there, it was it was a lot of fun, and I felt really immersed, and like especially with the interactive spells and stuff that they have.
Oh shit.
Um, that was like actually mind blowing. Like I felt like a little kid.
yeah.
So like, do they have like interactive, like, I don't know, force
I'm
type stuff there?
No, they do
there's
not.
they have their own kind of like interactive like bounty hunting, in a way. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
with the app.
with the app, or if you have the little
Magic.
wristband thing.
Yeah. Like you
Okay,
get
okay.
these.
Let me guess, you have to pay for that.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
25. I have that in my notes. It's $35.
Yeah, because I mean,
Just
for
to do
the
that.
interactive wand stuff, obviously you have to buy a wand, but
Yeah,
It
I
also
feel
has
like
to be the
George
one
made
that's
a great
interactive.
point with that. Like
Right.
George made a great point in the sense of how he said, "I've never been to Universal, so I don't know what he's really talking about." But that makes sense. Where he's like, when I go to Star Wars Land, sometimes I feel like a kid, but not
oh,
the entire way through. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, okay, this is just an empty like
Area.
piece of land, and they could have done more to here,
Yeah.
add more. Like on the Millennium Falcon, when you go to the right, if you look right in front of the spaceship, and the right, there's just nothing. They're just empty.
Yeah, it's just
And it's like I
Kylo's
feel
ship,
like there could have
right?
been more. No, 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 no. Actually, it might be.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
Kylo's
might be.
ship.
Yeah. I just that could have been more.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more.
Speaking with like immersion and all that, you guys obviously you guys heard about the new Star Wars hotel, right?
yeah.
I heard about it before
Yeah.
we started this podcast.
Yeah. So Disney built a Star Wars hotel in Orlando, Florida. And do you want to know how much it costs for a 2-night experience?
How much? Like 300. 300. No,
I'm gonna guess like
that's too little.
$2,000.
1.5 grand.
I think like 1,700.
I'm not gonna tell you the current price because it's obviously cheaper now.
Changed. Yeah.
When it opened, it was $5,000 for 2 nights.
What the
Oh
fuck?
my god! Holy
$5,000?
Bro,
What
I
is
thought
Darth Vader gonna
I,
force
thought I
choke his sleeve?
overestimated that. That's crazy.
I know, dude.
5,000 for 2 nights.
It's a good thing I didn't stick with 300.
Yeah, and I mean,
For the
'cause
basic.
from what I
room.
heard, yeah, that was for like the bottom tier room. It
The
wasn't even for like a
bottom?
Yeah.
big room.
The fuck?
And if you
Yo,
had a
that's
family, it would go up
crazy.
towards $7,000 to $8,000 for 2 nights, for 4 people.
Damn. Was it worth it?
No.
Yeah, I was about to say, at
You-
least from a few stories like write-ups I've seen. Yeah, no, like not at all.
You know what you can buy for up to $6,000 if you're gonna do Disney?
S2K.
No, I mean
Yeah,
if
like-
you're gonna do a Disney trip, you can
Oh,
stay
oh,
at
oh.
the nicest hotel. You know, buy like the nice. You can do a VIP tour of the park for less than
Question: how do those hotels work? Like, you know how Disney California has a hotel?
that. Mhm.
Is that in the park? So like, do you have to still go through the line process and all that stuff?
The one.
Yeah, you have to still go through the gates. It's like right outside the
Well, I know Disney California has the hotel on the back of it, so you can get in through the hotel if you're staying at the
Right,
hotel.
it has it by like that waterlog.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
No? Yeah,
That's
okay.
the one perk you get at staying of a hotel that's $1,000 a night.
But I
Oh.
honestly heard that even those hotels aren't the greatest.
No.
Because I have tried to plan to go to a hotel, and I've seen like the rooms, and they look like any other regular room.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
paying the
it's not
Disney
worth
price
it.
Yeah.
for the
y-
Disney.
yeah, the
experience.
Disney tax.
The Disney
Yeah.
tax. It's $800 a night
Well,
to stay.
the only perk you really get is you get to go into the park before anyone else does.
Not
Oh,
even
okay.
that. Not at Disneyland.
not
In
even-
California,
You
California
get
you
to
can.
go early if you stay at the Californian.
Is
Yeah.
it like an hour earlier?
No,
or-
it's
like
only
30
like I
minutes.
think it's like 30 minutes.
I don't know. I just feel like Disney's been a little
So-
too greedy.
So you could like walk
Yeah,
to where
can
you want
walk-
to go
yeah,
before
you
the
can
park
walk to your-
opens.
It's the same. Actually, it's the same for Disneyland.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
you get 30
you-
minutes early access for
Yeah.
both parks if you stay on
30
property.
minutes access.
I
And
mean-
then do you have you guys done that? Like, is it actually worth it?
I mean, I've done it
No,
when I went to
I've
Disney
only
World.
I've only gone to the rope drop where like you go and just before they drop the ropes to be able to go
Yeah.
into the park.
Oh, okay.
When I went to Disney World, I did that. I had the 30-minute extra early access,
Yeah.
and it didn't really change.
You get on
the
like one
experience.
ride.
Because I did early access for their Disneyland where it's at Disney Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
So I was able. That was when it first opened up to you can just get in line. So I got there and I had to wait maybe 45 minutes instead of 120 minutes, which, yes,
mean,
2 hours,
damn.
45 minutes, yes. But
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
worth paying an extra, $600 on top of for your hotel?
Oh, wait, Disney ticket. Yeah.
Then you obviously pay your Disney ticket. So that extra $600 saves you what? An hour and a half?
30.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Yeah.
actually insane that it's
Gives you
only
an
half
extra
an hour.
ride.
Yeah. It used to be before COVID. It used to be an hour. But I think COVID, they played the COVID card saying, oh, safety and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, COVID
Yeah.
done scared everybody.
But
Yeah,
I think
it changed a lot.
I think now it's a little, a little lot less caring.
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
because
like-
I mean, I guess during COVID, I mean, because I'm just trying to get into the headspace of lowering that time.
Yeah.
And I guess they could try and say like, oh, we had less people,
Yeah.
and everything. But from what I heard, there wasn't really. I mean, obviously it was less than like a full day now, but they
No,
still had
definitely.
plenty of people.
There's still, a good amount of people, even for there being a global pandemic and no foreigners can come. There's still
Right,
everybody and
yeah.
their mother over there.
Well, I feel like everybody took advantage since they realized nobody from other countries and states
Yeah,
could come,
yeah.
and they said, "Fuck it,"
I think
But,
initially, because California, they were pretty strict on what opened and what didn't open. Florida, the parks reopened in about 3 months after COVID started. So
Oh, they were closed.
Yeah.
yeah, theirs opened in July 2020, and then Disney
Oh,
opened in
shit.
April of 21. And then I was there in 21, and I felt it wasn't that bad in terms of safety in COVID. I don't know why we're talking about COVID like it matters anymore. But
Yeah, for
I don't know what this turned into.
get your vaccines,
No, stop. I'm not.
please. I haven't gotten mine,
Stop.
but
I don't
you
want the
should get
COVID
yours.
notice on the video.
Save me, save me.
we
Okay.
we about to get the fact checkers.
Yeah,
on
there's
here.
gonna be misled information.
Protect your elderly. Please. Protect your
Yeah,
elderly.
protect you.
Get your vaccine and protect me.
Going back, the hotel. So it opened and it opened March 2022.
Oh, not that long ago.
No, just over a
Okay.
year and a half.
What year are we in? My
23.
little old dementia brain is
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
So it opened a year and a half ago at 5,000, starting at 5,000. Now it's closing.
Marty, damn, bro.
Now they're shutting it down, and they don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Damn.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
so-
nobody went.
So how much is a ticket now then?
It's now starting about $1,000 a night for 2 nights.
Oh, so they're
It's
still
still
not gonna get
expensive.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Gotta
I mean,
be
a giant mark-off, but it was
Yeah,
so inflated in the first place that
that
it
point
doesn't
you
even
gotta
really
be
matter.
you
But-
gotta be a Z-list celebrity to get in that.
Yeah. But would you, as a diehard Star Wars fan, want to experience this at least once? Obviously, you're not gonna do this every year, because
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I
I
would
mean,
probably do some
my-
research on it first before I
Yeah.
even dive into it, and then seeing the research, seeing the fact that it's expensive for one, and there's not really much, I probably
I
wouldn't have
mean,
done it.
Yeah, if I had access to just unlimited money, then I mean, obviously, it's Star
Yeah,
Wars
it's-
related, so I would want to experience it.
just to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to say that I did it. But yeah, I don't have access to unlimited
Honestly, like,
money.
I'll tell you this much: for 5,000, I probably would save money if, like, if it literally looked like a Star Wars building, like,
Yeah.
doors opening.
I mean, it does.
Like
It does look
the
like
Death
that.
Star, like
Well,
a Death Star inside of it.
Nah, it looks Star
It
Wars.
looks like you're in. It looks like you're in space,
It
doesn't
looks
it?
like you're in like a capital ship, I think, is the vibe they're going for.
Basically,
Okay.
there's no windows. It's all like screens that look like you're in space. Most of it looks like Star Wars. Okay, I'll give them that. It looks like Star Wars,
Right.
but
But
Yeah,
5,000?
I think the presentation was pretty good. Like the people who built it did a pretty good job, I'd say.
if you guys
Yeah.
want, I can show you what it looks like, Brendan, if you want.
Yeah, yeah. Show us, show me.
Where's
I don't know. As a diehard Star Wars fan, like I agree on George. If there was unlimited money supply in my bank account, then yeah, fuck it. Why not? But since there's not,
It's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, no, not gonna do that.
I feel like if I was using that money towards Disney, I would want to get a behind the scenes type of thing instead, like
Is it not-
VIP through the park.
Am I sharing it? Or
Yeah. No, you're not.
Yeah, you're not sharing nothing, no.
But I feel like Disney sometimes gets greedy. Like I feel like they have
No? Why is it not sharing?
all the rights for Star Wars.
Can I not
Obviously.
share
They
in
have,
here?
No, you cannot. But they
Perf-
have
I'm
Oh.
sure.
they have unlimited supply of money as well. Not unlimited, but it's Disney. They own a lot of shit. I feel like they could go all out more with their parks sometimes, because like Star Wars Land. Going back to Star Wars Land, like there's more shops than there is rides and entertainment.
I don't know what.
Like I go to this corner, that corner, this corner. They're selling Star Wars stuff, Star Wars stuff, Star Wars stuff, and then like maybe I think there's a total of 3-4 rides there.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
if you count the lightsaber one, I guess 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they could do more than just make a fucking swap meet there if you
Yeah.
want to say, Cause that's what it felt like. You felt like you were poor and walking down Star Wars shit. That's a lot of cuss words,
Your
man. I'm
stream's
sorry.
not working.
I know it's not working. Whatever.
I could just look at it myself. What's it called?
Here, I can send you a. I'll send a link.
Eh,
But
Okey-doke.
yeah. So it's closing now.
Okay.
Do you think they priced out the right people for that price? Like, do you think they were expecting Star Wars fans just to pay it because it's Star Wars?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like Disney probably did not know what the fuck they were doing themselves, and
Yeah.
they just priced it at this enormous price because they thought, oh, Star Wars is in the loop right now, and it's rolling. Let's make an investment out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I think they thought the draw was bigger than they thought.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there is a lot of diehard freaking Star Wars fans, but they're already paying so much money to go to Disneyland.
Exactly.
Most people are probably flying into Disneyland or Disney World, and then you have to pay for everything. Then to pay another $5,000 just to for 2 days, $2,500 a night.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, there's
Yeah.
probably hotels you can stay at are so much nicer than.
There was a hotel that we stayed at that was really nice compared to these pictures right here. That looks really like a tight space, no windows to breathe, oxygen, for like 600 total, 3 nights,
Yeah.
3-day pass.
For $5,000, you can freaking go on a sick ass vacation.
Oh, for sure. You can do a sick ass
go to
Disney vacation.
Hawaii
You
or
can go,
something.
yeah, you can go to Hawaii, stay at a nice resort and all inclusive.
Bro, for $5,000 you could visit all the parks of Disneyland.
Yeah, you can multiple times.
Yeah, like
But yeah,
just to visit it one.
I definitely do think they
They
messed
dropped the
up.
ball on
They-
that one. Yeah.
Full concept for execution.
Yeah, maybe if. Do you think they can maybe think this idea and just turn it into a hotel, like a normal hotel that's 200, 300 maybe a night at the
I feel
most?
like-
Do you
I
think
feel
they
like it would kind of lose its
Yeah.
uniqueness or like
Yeah.
its charm.
Yeah, like it's unique. Yeah, it's unique. The
Um,
Star Wars hotel.
but yeah, I don't know because even if they tried to like relaunch it later on, it's gonna be kind of hard just from the stigma of it now. Like
Mhm.
that's definitely gonna carry on to not only Star Wars related like hotels experiences like this, but just hotel experiences in general.
Yeah.
It's
And
gonna
if,
be a
and if
hard market to get into.
So
and like if George said, if they relaunch it, they have to go higher than what they did now, and that's gonna cost them more money, and they still can't price it now at that price tag because
Mhm.
now that's the reason why they're shutting it down.
do you want to
So
know
they
how
have
much it
to.
costs them to build this 100-room hotel?
100 rooms?
That's only 100 rooms.
What the? How much? I'm gonna guess around 1.28 billion.
Let's see.
Very
I'm gonna
specific.
go with like a 2 million.
Go like 7
Million?
7 million.
$7? Oh.
Well, Brandon was the closest.
Deadass?
At
Nine.
$1 billion, it cost them to build this complex,
What?
and it's already
It's-
shutting down.
Is it because of like all the screens and stuff? Like
I don't know if
where,
it's the
where does
screens
that?
or if it's the the cast they have to pay, because it's just
There's no way they're paying actors
But
that much money.
no-
There's no
there's
way.
not.
And
but-
there's no way it's right reasons, like copyright reasons, because they own Star Wars.
they own
too.
Star Wars, but the outside of the building looks like a concrete box.
But,
Let me,
Does it? I've never actually seen
Here's a-
pictures of the outside of it.
let me see
Yeah.
if I can pull.
Damn, 1 billion for that?
I don't know what cost
For
them.
100. I think it was like I think what George was pointing out. I think it was all the LED screens and
I
Yeah, I
don't-
was about to say
the
yeah, because
interior
there was probably
decoration.
some very expensive screens and stuff.
It has to
But
be.
I
'cause
feel
it-
like
but
they
still,
there was other ways to do it though. Like they didn't have to put all these LED screens, you know? Like I feel like
that's
they could
what
have
the
just.
whole building looks like. It's
That's
obviously
what
still being
the-
built, but that's
That looks like the Avengers compound, bro.
like
Oh,
how,
it does.
I don't get how that's $1 billion.
Wait, that's
Shoot.
it? I thought it was a tower. That looks
No,
like a warehouse I work
it's
at, bro.
Yeah, that actually looks like a warehouse.
that is crazy.
That
For
costs.
five
It has to be
$1,000.
whatever they have inside to.
Bro, I better go in there and use the force for 5,000.
Yeah, I mean, it just has to be all like the technology and stuff in there. That has to be because
Yeah, for sure.
there's no way the building itself cost anywhere near
No building
that
costs
billion
that much.
dollars.
No building costs $1 billion.
Like you would be looking at tallest skyscraper like
Bro,
yeah.
look, listen.
in the
listen,
world type stuff.
They
for-
could have
for-
gone a
for that
whole
kind of money,
different
I feel
route with
like.
this. Instead of using LED screens and all that stuff, they could have used those trees right there in the bottom right corner of it. I don't know if you could post a picture on the podcast or whatever, and make it indoor and use just regular windows.
I think because they
know.
wanted to make it like you're on a cruise
Yeah,
in
it's 'cause-
space.
yeah. They wanted it to make it look like you were on a
Starship.
actual ship.
I mean, I get that, yeah, but still, like for $5,000 and like 2 nights, nah.
I feel like I mean, because this is a work in progress picture that we're looking at, but
Yeah.
let me see if I could find a completed one because
I just feel like if they were gonna do a Star Wars like theme hotel thing, that there could have been other ways to do it.
Yeah, I think
Like
I found one I can post.
maybe like at the very top is where they make it expensive and put the LED stuff and make it where you're in the universe because you're higher up, you know.
Here you go, George.
And the bottom it could be indoor and have a AT outside and shit. Yeah, that looks like Alcatraz. Nah, I'm not going in there for $5,000. You got me
yeah,
fucked up.
I feel like they could have at least done something with the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
definitely.
mean, make it like
More
an easier
presentable.
transition to get into the headspace of being in like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing since Star Wars Land is canon, is this like
yeah,
a canon
that is,
event?
Now that's the Star Cruiser in itself, like the ship itself, is canon, in quotes.
So it
'cause
exists.
It exists in the Star Wars
Technically.
universe. Obviously, they like to throw everything in canon now, or take stuff out of canon for Star Wars, but that's a whole nother thing. But
That's why I just don't watch it.
Don't get me down that rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
let's not talk.
That's
This is a separate. That's a separate podcast.
It's very
That's a
dangerous
whole
rabbit hole.
But yeah, they're shutting down in September. Like,
September.
how do you-
Wow.
how do
Not
you
gonna
mess
miss
up?
it.
How do you mess this up so much? $1 billion mess up, in a sense.
They got money, they could just shit.
They were being greedy with money and trying to capitalize on the fact that Star
Yeah,
Wars
they
was
were-
up with the hype.
But their
They were
movies
trying to
aren't
recuperate the money
that cost to build this.
for sure. $1 billion. I mean, so let's say
It's full.
let's say every room was full. Let's just go with the minimum amount when it first
$5,000.
opened. So $5,000 times 100.
$50,000
100,000.
or $500,000.
You know, yeah,
Oh, I was right. Math.
yeah. So how many completely booked days would that realistically
In
take?
one year. 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
half of, and it's 2 days. So it's what's half of a year? 160.
yeah, it'd be like 180,
How many numbers are ready for me?
180 something, like 182, 83 and a half, something like that.
182 and a half. Obviously, you can't have a half day, but let's just say it's
Yeah, so
182
yeah,
Not e- not even
182 days
times five.
times 50,000. What
500,000.
what is that?
A
Or
lot.
500,000. Sorry.
Mucho money.
$91 million for 1
Okay,
year,
now they just have to do that 100 more times.
and that's not even factoring in cost of
Cost of
Food.
employment,
running it.
running
Like-
it. Yeah, employees, food, power. I mean, they probably
Yeah.
pay nothing for power,
But I feel like
still.
over time they'll accumulate that $1 million, dude. Like those $1 billion, because not just with the park itself, but through shows and movies.
Well,
But
and
their
well,
movies
yeah,
and shows
so-
aren't
so
doing
that's-
good.
Yeah, that's 1 year of operating this place. If we're not factoring in anything else, is
And it's full
91
capacity.
million. At full capacity, no one backs out.
At minimum
Right.
full capacity, obviously there could be 6,000, 7,000.
Yeah. Then
fluctuating
obviously
prices.
it like fluctuates a bit, obviously, because of the more expensive rooms.
And there's probably
But, I
days that
mean-
are more expensive in general. Like maybe if you go May
Yeah.
the 4th, it's fucking $10,000 a night. But
Yeah, they were. I don't know why they thought they were gonna make money off of this. They
Pricing
were
that.
never going to.
yeah,
never. I feel like the Endor themed hotel would have been a more
yeah.
better way to
It would
go
have made
about it,
more
'cause
sense too, because there's
those
trees.
trees out there, yeah, exactly. And then they could have put ATATs, ATSTs,
Yeah.
and et cetera, looking out the window, and some windows maybe have the LEDs where it shows like somebody fighting outside or something
Did you say
for
more
a higher
better?
price. Yeah, I did. You got a problem with that? That was the language I spoke in 87 AD, okay? Shut the fuck up, big forehead ass.
Yeah, I think doing the Endor thing, at least with the location that they picked, because it's in Florida, right?
Yeah, it's in Florida. So
I don't think they would have been able to do that there, just because they wouldn't have been able to get the proper trees and stuff.
I mean, do we
Well,
know what
maybe
trees
that's
are
what it-
indoor? Are they
Yeah,
are they
those big
redwood trees?
They look like my never mind.
Well, yeah, because Endor was filmed, I'm pretty sure, in the redwoods,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we've all been there, so
facts.
we
Oh,
know
that was
exactly
beautiful.
what
I
it
mean,
looks like.
redwoods are California native trees, so we all know.
Yeah,
obviously.
so
But do
and then it's like a whole national park, so they can't just go build in the middle of the
Yeah.
redwoods.
and it's not near Disneyland or
And
Disney
then
World.
mentioning the fact that it's in Florida, maybe they were also thinking about all the like hurricanes and natural disasters
That's
they
also
have
very
there.
true. I mean, is there
But
a
if-
Yeah,
planet
but
in Star Wars
if
that
that
has
was-
trees
if
and
that was the-
rains?
But if that was the case, they could have done it in California.
Well, there's no space
know,
out there.
There's no space.
They have a space.
Actually, they are looking to expand. Did you see?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Have you
did
seen that?
behind the hotels, but
Yeah.
they
they
don't
have
have the
space there.
space like they do in Florida. Florida, they
Yeah,
have
I know.
all this
or-
space.
yeah.
Yes,
Like-
Florida's huge, right? It's
Bro,
like a
fuck.
ginormous compound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their thing in Florida is as big as the city of San Francisco, just for their land they have, land-wise.
Bro, but
That's
Dis-
actually
Dis-
crazy.
Disney owns like a perimeter outside of their park that they could just shut down and then build more around.
In California or in
Yeah, California, and Cali City.
not really, because there's
state.
literally
Yeah.
there's neighborhoods right next to Disneyland. Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
go
that
a
is true.
mile, like not even a mile, a block down, you're in a residential neighborhood.
That is true.
So I get they don't have space, but they have all the space in Florida, and they decide to build
Warehouse.
a warehouse.
Alcatraz.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do get admission into the Star Wars land with your hotel. Okay, $100, $100 off. If you kind of count that as $100 off.
Do you get admission to Disney, or is it
No,
just...
you can only for 2 hours. You can go to Galaxy's Edge. You
What?
get to ride Rise of the Resistance. You get front of the line pass for that.
For 2 hours?
For 2 hours, that's all you get.
That's just Rise of the Resistance right there.
That's just the
That's
waiting in
my
line.
whole time.
No, you get front of the line access.
Do you like go with like a guide or something? Like
No.
They
how
just,
do they monitor that 2 hours?
I think because then you're because you get in a Star Wars themed transport, like you're being launched down. From
Okay,
but it's a
Star Wars
truck.
tram.
But it's a truck. You can hear the truck start, and you're like, you
The
feel like
diesel.
you can hear the diesel on the truck. Like I've seen like videos of them saying, "This feels like we're just on a truck." And
Yeah, it
it's,
starts up like a 7.3.
Yeah, honestly.
you're in a
like,
box truck
'cause
driving to Disney World with no windows in it.
I feel like yeah, Disney did drop the ball heavily with any Star Wars related
Yeah, obviously.
attractions because
Well, Rise of the
me
Resistance.
and my
is
wife
fine.
and her family. Yeah, just that. But I'm talking about like more of like the walking experience. Because when Bugs Life was there, it felt like like you were small because of all the big
Yeah.
trees and etc. leaves and stuff. And then when I walked through there with my wife and her family and the kids, it just felt like I was walking to get to a different part of the park.
Mhm.
Even though like yeah, you saw the details and everything. Wow, like I said, details was great. Like I said, that's a big factor. But that was it.
Yeah, there's
You saw
no
no
other
characters, nothing.
wow factor to that.
Yeah, no, unless you get on Rise of the Resistance, but you have to get through that extensive wait line.
Yeah. Or you pay, just nickel and dime you, $25 to ride this ride, $10 to ride this ride. Oh, you want?
Everybody gets paid $30 an hour at whatever job they work at.
Who are you talking
Yeah,
about?
it's actually
Nobody.
crazy that you have to like pay to get onto those rides.
I mean,
Yeah.
time is money. Do you want to either wait 2 hours in the sun, or pay $25 and you get on in about 10, 15 minutes? That's the
Or
real
I'd
do-
rather not just wait at all.
Do they have like fast pass stuff, or
That's
is
the fast
that
pass.
what you're
That's what
talking
the
about?
fast pass. There's
No,
because
but
Okay.
Even the fast pass though, I saw the line when I was doing the regular line, and it's still pretty long. Like I saw a fast pass guy, and I was racing to see who to get there first, to see if it was actually worth it. And he probably got on it like maybe like 10 people in front of me. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not really that worth it.
but also they do prioritize the fast pass people over the normal people, so they'll have like
Yeah.
maybe 20 fast pass people going and then 5 normal line people going. So obviously they want to give you that experience of maybe I'll get there faster if I pay this premium price,
Yeah.
but you can't guarantee that. And then also the ride breaks down a lot.
Yeah. I remember.
So-
Oh man, I remember that experience. It happened to me. I was. I don't know how far or close I was, but I was pretty close because I was already getting into where the gear was at, and that
Mhm.
one screen where it shows a map, and then you just hear on the telecom that the ride's closed and you have to retreat, and we were already waiting for like maybe an hour, and I was
Yeah.
just like, wow.
And then
But
now when it obviously even if it comes back up that day, they'll have to give you a fast pass for that ride.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden the fast pass line is
but everybody gets a fast pass. so
everybody
it's like,
that's
it's
in that line
insane.
gets
Yeah.
it doesn't matter now. So that's
Yeah,
another
and
topic
then,
you
like,
can talk about with lines and shit. But
you go to Space Mountain, and then like the line's super long,
Yeah.
But then the ride's crazy. Yeah, it's in the dark, but it's still
well, they do technically have a
Better.
Star Wars themed Space Mountain at times too. Speaking
do?
of Hy-
Yeah.
Hyperspace Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh, shit.
for a short time, maybe during the month of May, I think they have it as Star Wars themed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I've been on that once.
It was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty deep. That's an interesting way to describe something.
So I
George
meant to
supports
say dope,
LGBTQ.
and then I was gonna say
He's sick. He
and it
said
just kinda
Dick. That's
kinda conglomerated for what
No,
it
yeah,
was.
there's because even Monsters Inc. Even though it's a little small section in California Adventure, it's still a lot. Like it still has more.
I
That you
mean,
get on the
that
ride.
ride's not that great either.
It's not. Yeah, it's more of a kiddie ride, but I
Yeah.
mean, you still feel cool in the ride.
True.
You know, if you talk to the lady at the end, she talks back to you.
I did not know that.
They have that at
That's
cool
pretty
places.
cool.
Maz.
Mike
the heck is it?
Wazowski. You forgot
Yeah, it's like
to
Maz or
file your
something like that.
paperwork. Number 1.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Maz.
I guess ending up the conversation of Star Wars and Disneyland, and do you think they failed. As I guess that's the thesis statement of this whole conversation is: do you
What
think
do you
they failed
mean?
Star Wars at their theme
Yes.
parks? Do you think they
I think they do.
dropped the ball hard and
They
should have
they
reconsidered what?
100% dropped the ball.
The
Like,
only two good things about the Star Wars land is the cantina and the
Rise of the
Rise of the
Resistance.
Resistance.
yeah, so Cantina, Rise of the Resistance, so 2% out of
The whole thing.
like that's an Omega F.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to talk about Millennium Falcon. I feel,
Um,
in theory, that ride's a good idea,
But it's trash.
but it's because once you do it, it's not different
it's the same
it's the
thing
same
every time.
every time. You get these
yeah,
crappy people that you have to sit with 6 other people.
unless you have a full party.
If you have a full
But-
party, it might be fun, but you
Yeah.
you can have a 5-year-old
Unless you get
controlling
me.
your.
If you get me in there, it's fun.
If you have a 5-year-old
yeah,
controlling the Millennium
yeah,
Falcon,
I think that ride 100% depends on who you're on it with.
because
Yeah.
if you have 6 Star Wars fans, you can
Like,
have
you
an
got
immersive.
Timmy No Thumbs at the
Oh,
You got
man.
Billy
Shout
and
out.
You know,
Cindy, first time becoming sentient in their being because they're 5 years old, going up and down on the levers.
And you're just there, like, not being able to do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think, Disney did drop the ball. Not hard, but I feel like they were rushing. Like I said previously, that they were trying to capitalize on the
purchase of Star Wars.
ongoing of Star Wars rise, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Fuck, we got to get this park done quick, so that way when it doesn't die down quicker than the park gets built."
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they were doing, and if they took their time, I feel like they could have been a better park and better rides and better everything.
I think they should just scrap the hotel altogether and just expanded Star Wars land.
But the thing
Yeah,
is,
that's
the hotel is not even close to the park.
Oh shit.
It's like that's why you have to take a truck to the park.
Well, I still think they should just scrap to use that money and expanded Star Wars
Yeah.
land instead.
Like maybe
Yeah,
build
definitely.
I don't know what else can they do in that setting if they want to keep it thematically in the same area. Like
For the hotel?
no. I'm saying if they expanded like the land and they wanted to keep it still sequel based.
Well, like how George said, I mean, I feel like for Florida, for the land, if they, like how you guys described, they have more land mass.
Yeah.
They could have done the progression stuff.
Yeah.
Of like your or different planets in a sense. Like in
Yeah.
one section you're in Endor, the next you're in Yavin, the next you're in fucking Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could have done that with the land.
But they decided to
instead
build.
of making Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, Disney definitely. Yeah, they bought Star Wars and made some 3 shitty movies, and then
do you think the movies
now hearing about this.
made the parks worse in a sense because of, or do you think it's not even? A
nah,
correlation?
yeah, I was about to say, I don't really think it correlated
Mhm.
much.
I do think so, cause well, not in the sense of like they took ideas from the movies, but more in the sense of like how I said the hype
Yeah.
around the movies was up. So they were like, shit, we gotta capitalize on this, make this now.
Because I think they announced the land before the first movie they made. I forgot what it was called. The Force Awakens. Yeah. I think they
That was
announced
their
it.
best one.
I mean, it
But
wasn't.
yeah, the carbon copy of number
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
4. That's
yeah.
why.
So. I do think the hype was probably initially there for this because there's never been
Well,
a place where you can be in Star Wars in a way. I guess you could say.
Yeah, like that's cool that that they brought Star Wars to you, but in a more of if you're making $1,000 a week, more of a sense without paying any rent bills or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was like some small company trying to make an experience like that, then yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. But we're talking about
The
literal
billion,
Disney here.
like they
yeah,
own
like
everything.
Yeah.
$1 trillion company.
But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like if it was Nas or Six Flags, yeah, you expect something small, something
Yeah.
generic, but it's Disney, like
You expect.
sadly to say,
That's
yeah,
what you expect.
they put their own bar high, so everybody expects high shit,
Yeah. And then obviously we get disappointed in overpriced stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that is true.
Yeah, 'cause that's definitely one of the biggest letdowns is just the price disparity versus
What you get in return.
the actual quality of what you get. It's just not there.
And
Yeah, no,
and this might be a topic for a podcast another
shut
day,
the
but
fuck up.
shut the fuck up. But I feel like just Disney as a whole, like for the parks aspect, I feel like it's just been going downhill. I feel like they're always doing construction on something, or some
I agree,
ride's
yeah.
broken, or something.
Because recently they're doing construction on the, I don't know what that ride's called. I think Matterhorn or something like that.
Yeah.
They're doing construction on that now.
Well,
But I
that
feel
ride
like
breaks literally every day. So.
That ride will
before
break you.
go,
No, the other ride, the log ride. The log ride.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
right,
that's
Splash
another
Mountain.
topic. They are
Yeah.
retheming that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they are. It's the Princess
Tiana.
and the Frog, right?
Yeah, Tiana.
yeah,
Which
yeah. I just
we can
feel
talk about that.
I
In
feel like now you go, and like half the shit's broken down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the newly improved Nemo. I don't know if it's newly improved. The Nemo ride.
Submarine.
I
Yeah,
would
that
not go
one.
on that in general. That looks not.
It's
Honestly,
actually terrifying.
it's a great experience. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
unless you get
Loki, I thought it was pretty cool.
Is
yeah,
it
unless you
the
get
new one?
seasick.
I mean,
I
I've
Unless
don't
you
like
get
water.
seasick or claustrophobic, it's really great. Like it takes you through the scenes and
Mhm.
you get to see like the obviously Nemo and all that stuff, and it's pretty great. It's not that bad of a ride. It's
Yeah,
a
at
nice
least
little
when
chill ride.
I went on it, it's when it first opened, so you could imagine what the line was like, and
Yeah.
that probably skewed my opinion of it pretty bad.
Yeah, the line for it now it doesn't seem that big. Like I think when me and my wife
I mean,
and her
probably-
family went on it, it
probably
was probably like
25 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. It's not that big of
Yeah,
a
I
line.
think we waited like 2 hours
Oh.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
damn.
And
When you first opened, yeah.
I would
yeah, no,
never.
that was terrible. I was just like, yeah, can we just go to the Pirates of the Caribbean, man?
That's a good ride.
Have you
That's a
guys been
great
to
ride.
the I think it's like a Star Wars hotel or something right in front of the Nemo ride. Star Wars Edge or something like that? I don't know.
Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge. Yes, yes. What is that? Like I've never
What?
been in there.
What?
Isn't
Or-
that
What were
isn't that just the name of the?
That's the name of the Star Wars land.
Yeah.
No. It's not Star Wars Land. It's right across from where the Buzz Lightyear ride is at.
Star Tours?
Right next to no, not right, not never mind, not right in front. That's a bad example. Right to the right of Pizza Planet
I
Dining.
think I know what you're talking about. Let me.
There used to be a Honey I Shrunk the Kids thing.
Star Wars
What-
Launch Bay.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
It's just a Star Wars store.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's boring. See what I mean? Like I feel like Disney's now getting like how Bert was saying earlier about the Disney's now getting very dull with their rides. There's not more rides. There's more shops in there than there is
Oh,
rides.
it's not a store. It's like a walkthrough of all like the props and other stuff like that.
Like Universal's shit.
Yeah.
That sounds boring.
I mean, it looks cool. And maybe
Yeah, let's see.
you can
like-
see all the Mandalorian helmets.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I was gonna like the more toury stuff at Universal, but it was actually pretty cool. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool to walk through,
See all-
especially if
Personal
you actually
opinion.
like Star Wars.
Personal opinion, I think Disney lacks more rides, and they should get less shops. I feel like there's a shop every corner.
I mean,
Every corner you go to.
true.
They are there to make money,
Yeah.
because you don't
But-
spend enough to get there. I guess.
No.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
You know, you spend $30 on a slice of pizza and a drink.
Oh my goodness.
If you were making a Star Wars ride, what would you want the Star Wars ride to be? Like a roller coaster or a water ride or
Well, I'm a fan of roller coasters,
That's
so
a good
Yeah.
question.
obviously I would want just the biggest roller coaster that could fit.
Yeah, Loki.
obviously there's no room for a roller coaster in California, so
Yeah,
I'm more
Yeah,
about an
I mean-
experience guy.
so
Because I think
Go ahead.
instead of doing like this $1 billion Star Wars hotel, a enclosed like bigger roller coaster,
Yeah.
or like not necessarily height but like lengthwise,
hmm
Yeah.
would have been a better call.
so like Space Mountain, but themed to
But
Star Wars hard.
Yeah, themed to Star Wars and a bigger and or longer
Yeah.
like ride.
Like you can be riding in a Tie Fighter and you hear like the as
Yeah,
you're going
yeah.
through the ride.
But you sounded like last. Never mind.
Yeah, because they could do it like the Star Wars themed Space Mountain. You know, you see like the ships going around you
Yeah,
and stuff.
Just times 10.
Yeah,
'cause
just times 10 and way better quality because those
Could-
screens are pretty
Yeah.
old.
Oh yeah, because you can build it from the ground up to be based around Star Wars, not
Yeah, I
an
mean,
add-on.
yeah, and they've used, they have all those screens, so maybe they could repurpose that in some way. I
But
don't
they
know
won't.
how plausible that would be, but
they probably
I mean,
won't.
I
though.
don't know.
They'll just
Personally, I'm more of an experienced guy, so like the Rise of the Resistance, going
Well,
through
yeah,
the line, being
That's the thing
screamed
though,
at.
like
etc., etc. Like, I'd rather not just sit in a ride, but walk
They
through
have
certain scenarios.
plenty
But yeah,
of experiences.
yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah,
Like
definitely. But
like that's kind of all Star Wars is right now at Disney is experiences.
and like not slow moving rides, but
yeah, but they need. What I'm saying is they need more of that and less of the Millennium Falcon ride and the Star Tours rides.
the Millennium Falcon ride and the Star Tours ride is the same ride
Yeah,
in a way.
different
It's
scenario.
it's,
Yeah,
it's the
different
same thing.
scenes, same
Yeah, because
concept.
maybe not like like a space mountain ride, but if we want to meet in the middle there, like a themed ride, like they have like the Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
one, the Snow
Or
White, and
the
all those other rides. They could do like a actual ride like that. I think something more along the lines of Pirates of the Caribbean would be better.
Would you want it on water or
Um,
just like on a track?
no. I mean, yeah, you could be like on a track in like space or
Yeah, okay.
whatever, but have it be like themed as you're going through different battles and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And then if
What-
they want to, that's where they could pull in like the different era,
Mm-hmm.
like you're like hopping from era to era as the ride goes on,
Or
and
like
then
they
make
said
like
in
an
Rise of the
overarching
Resistance.
story over that.
Rise of the Resistance, they
think-
were light speed skipping.
Yeah, exactly.
enjoyed
You,
more-
you could just make up some stuff like that.
I enjoyed it more from the Millennium Falcon, the build up to the ride.
Yeah.
The actual ride.
Because you're in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, yeah. It was just like
There's not
I
many
just-
places where you can actually look like or be in that setting.
not
With
just that, but some of the shit's overpriced, dude. I bought some Jedi robes. I think it was.
That's just Disney in general.
I think it was 160.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
that's
you
just
might as
Disney in
well have
general.
done the lightsaber experience.
At least you get a physical
Bro.
lightsaber.
Fuck
Are
that,
are
bro.
they at least good quality robes?
Oh, perfect, phenomenal. I'm gonna do a gender reveal.
Doubt
Star
it, kid.
Wars related. Shut yo. I can't say that, but shut your bitch ass. Yeah, no, it's
Says it
the
anyway.
quality. It's thick.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
made. It looks like
Oh.
Hey,
the,
I'm gonna have to mark this
But-
episode as explicit on the.
the only
On the
thing I
thing.
don't like is that if I'm not wrong, they're both the same price. The robes, like the robes, and then the cape thingy. Like they're both 160. I think one's 100 and one's 160.
I'm assuming the robe is more expensive because you have the hood.
Yeah, the robe. Yeah. That one's the most expensive one, and I
Mhm.
want to get that one, but it's like I don't know. For 160, I could just go to Amazon for like 60
You can
bucks.
get one made out of plastic.
That kind of sounds
Yeah.
like the battle pass.
Nah, but yeah, I feel like Disney's just getting greedy, like with their money, their prices,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
you're going. I feel like nowadays, how Bert was saying, going back to what Bert said about they're getting dull. Now you're going to Disneyland as a mall more than a ride, in my personal
that's
experience.
actually a good analogy, I guess.
Yeah.
Bert and I pay all this money to be able to go whenever we want. We can't even go whenever we want because of their reservations
Hey.
and restrictions.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say, how does that work? How do you sell out on Disney passes? I've seen that a couple times.
Because
I've been trying to get
they want to
mine.
limit how many people own the pass because they don't want a bunch of people going every day. Because then
Why
they
make the fucking pass in the first place?
because they want to create a illusion of scarcity. That's how they sell it so expensive.
because I can pull up to Six Flags whenever I want, really.
Well,
So.
yeah,
Or Knott's and pay like $6
60
a
bucks,
month.
and then but at least Knott's is like not I wouldn't say like ghetto. It's ghetto, but it's not ghetto. It's
I know what you're saying.
it's like a
it's
lower
less
tier
than
of
Six
Disney.
Flags.
It's less. It's I know it's probably more than Six Flags in the terms of theme because they have like themed lands at Knott's
True.
because they have this. Well, not anymore. They had the Snoopy land.
What?
I seen they're
Yeah.
removing it, but
Word.
Knott's is like a B tier Disney. Like at the top, you think Universal Disney, right? Those are the two
Main ones.
main
competing, yeah.
that have that theme and that
They have value.
have that value of being the top tier parks, and then you have
Yeah.
Knott's and maybe like Six Flags as your
I
ones
would
that
think Six Flags over Knott's, honestly.
you think so.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Six Flags
I
is
agree.
just rides, roller coasters.
Exactly.
In terms of Knott's, it's more wannabe Disney, but Six Flags mashup.
Because if I'm honestly, I feel like here's how I put it. Like Disneyland's great. It's experience. Blah 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 blah. Universal's great. Horror Nights. I
That's
haven't
that's
been.
we can that can be a
but-
whole other topic we can talk about.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't been, but that's what I've heard about my coworkers and
Love
people who
Hero.
have been there. You know, and then Knott's is also great for not scary farm.
Yeah, Halloween.
For a cheaper version of Universal, because I'm pretty sure Universal is more expensive.
Yeah, Universal's probably like $140 for a night.
Oh goddamn, you know what I mean? So not scary farm is great, but then there's Six Flags, and Six Flag is and like I s- like I'm
And
on
Great
board with this,
America.
on top of yes in America, not the one in Florida, Luis, please.
What? No,
'Cause
I said Great
'cause-
America. The
I know, but last time there's a video out there on my YouTube channel called Creepy Colors where we were planning to go on a on a Six Flags trip, and both of you San Franciscan idiots asked which Six Flags.
well, there's a Six Flags up here by us, and there's a Six Flags down there.
Whatever. Anyways, I'm on board with that one. There's more rides
Yeah,
in Six Flags, a lot more.
because they focus on rides. And, like
Yeah,
they have like
exactly.
what
Yeah,
like
more of a
15, 16 roller
three-
coasters.
Yeah, it's more of a thrill park than a theme park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an amusement park.
And that's why, in my personal opinion, I
Go-
expect
go
Knox to
Goliath
be
on
as well. Dude, I almost passed out on Goliath. I remember that time,
Yeah,
man.
because I
Yeah, no,
feel
Disney-
obviously
Disney has competition.
Disney focuses on the little things, and then Six Flags focuses on just rides. Like
Yeah.
you want to go somewhere, ride 15 roller coasters, and eat like the most not healthy turkey leg in your life.
Look,
Six Flags.
we don't go there for health. All right?
No, we go there
Not at all.
to
We
Have
we
your
go there to
heart
have
rate-
fun and get and build up our cholesterol.
yeah. You go there, have your heart rate go to 1,000 on a roller coaster, and then come off and eat a darn
Or just take the
10,000
walk up,
calorie
yeah,
sandwich.
just take the walk up X2, dude.
Oh
You
gosh,
lose all that turkey right there.
you'll lose it on that flip and turn over.
That
Yeah,
walk
it's
so
dieting
horrendous.
really if you look at it.
Yeah, but yeah,
No, yeah, Disney, yeah, they need to stop becoming a mall.
they just need
Like
to
I
stop making things to make things because
Yeah,
they have that
exactly.
property. Because I feel like I know we're trying to end this and we're not ending it.
Oh, we are.
Well, I mean we're at an hour already, so.
It's been an hour. Wow.
But I feel like
Oh,
Disney's
bitch.
building things to build things because they have them. Like, oh, we have Marvel. We have to have something Marvel related. Like,
Yeah.
they don't do it just to have it, or just
But
to.
they also been on a stalemate though. I feel like also their shows have been lacking.
Yeah.
And their recent movies have been lacking. I feel like right now they're in like in a sticky situation where they don't know how to move forward
Mm-hmm.
right now with any of their
Shows. Star Wars,
anything,
Marvel,
yeah,
their Disney
Like-
movies. Like,
their parks, anything like that. They don't know where to go. I mean, their Disney movies. I heard Elementals is pretty good.
but I'm saying like their live action movies that are flopped.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, live action is not the way to
Little
go.
Mermaid, the new Haunted Mansion movie I heard was terrible.
Hey,
made a-
I actually like that movie.
Of course you would.
Did
Just
you watch
kidding,
it?
just kidding. No.
I
Yeah,
didn't
just
even know
kidding.
it existed.
Go get your senior discount at the movie theaters, bro.
They don't give that. They don't give that. Not in my theaters. No, yeah, Disney's lacking a lot though.
Yeah.
With Star Wars, Marvel, like you said, they're lacking like especially the Spider-Man ride. I feel like that could have been. Like I went to the Rise of the Resistance first, and then to Spider-Man. So obviously my expectations were high, especially
Oh,
for
yeah.
that wait time. And then what you get for the Spider-Man ride is what I do every single fucking day is shoot webs with my hand. So not that great.
Because
Yeah.
you lost, huh?
Yeah,
No, I didn't. I got second place.
you lost.
So you lost.
If you're not first, you're
Oh, yeah.
last.
Exactly.
If you're not first, you're last.
That's why you hate the ride.
It's honestly
Makes
also
sense.
because it didn't even feel like I was Spider-Man. I felt like I was in some fucking video game with Cybertron and some dumb shit like that. It felt like the Amazing
Fortnite?
Spider-Man game. I don't know if you guys ever played that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it felt like that. It didn't feel
It-
like
it
I was
didn't feel like
fighting Green
the
Goblin or
PS4
Venom or
Spider-Man?
anything. Not at all.
You felt like
Not
you're
at all.
playing the Game Boy Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If they
graphics
ever
were
made a
horrible.
Game Boy, because you had to wear the glasses.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, it was just. It didn't feel.
Authentic enough.
Fun.
Or-
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, I don't know what
Well,
they
they can't just fling you through the air.
they can.
They
Just
can.
put
I
a
give 'em
seatbelt on you.
consent.
They can put a
I give 'em
seatbelt and then
consent.
they can start flinging you around.
But I
I'll
mean,
fling you
because-
around.
The one-time Spider-Man experience.
I mean, the cool part is when you walk through there, you sometimes get to see Spider-Man and do his
Tom
flips in the
Holland.
building.
I got to meet Spider-Man.
Oh wow, good for you.
Well, yeah, you meet him every day. You talk to him. I'm right here, stupid ass.
Anyways, I think we should end it here. We
And what?
Yep.
His Alzheimer's kicking in.
Yeah. Yeah.
we can come to an agreement that Disney failed. Needs to step it up, rethink. I don't think they can, rethink and
I
redo.
wouldn't necessarily say failed, because they did deliver in some points, but they didn't deliver.
To
They didn't
people.
deliver.
Or do you
Yes.
think maybe do you think people's expectations were too high as well?
They just need to do what Brandon can't. Be smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
There we go.
Oh yeah, they were thinking
That's
like,
the ending.
Moral
That's
of the story,
Be
really.
smarter than Brandon.
I would have done exactly what they did and built an Alcatraz park and charged people $5,000.
Yeah,
for no reason.
because money talks.
Yeah.
That's the
No,
whole.
yeah.
That's the whole. The whole thing, is
Yeah,
money talks.
Disney fucked up. They just didn't deliver, and I don't think my expectations were high as a die-hard Star Wars fan. Because when I heard about them building it, I was like, "Ah, cool. I'm gonna walk through that bitch and see stormtroopers and Darth Vader," and I saw none of that.
The one thing I do like about Rise of the Resistance is they're mean to you. The
Yeah,
employees, they can be mean to
yeah.
you.
I do like that.
But other than that, they did not meet my expectation to when I first went.
I'm still looking at this horrible picture of Alcatraz, dude. I can't.
Me too.
It's like popped
But
up on my screen.
On that note,
on that note, I'm going to end this podcast. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, George. Thank you, Bert.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Don't ever fucking call me for
See you
this
next
bullshit
time.
again, dude.
I will call you next time when we talk about something else Star Wars related. If there is some news that pops up for Star Wars.
I'll be here.
dude,
If you
it,
need me
was so
for
hard,
anything,
it was so hard to get a hold of Brandon. We had to call his fucking retirement home, bro.
well, they don't let
Thank you all for
phones in here.
listening to this podcast. I've been your host, Anthony. See you next time.